You could start it in the morning. No rush, no rush. It won't ever be boring. No sass, no sass. Yeah, you feel great, no lie. Hands off the grip, put your fingers at the sky. Take it slow at first. Feel the rhythm flow with a little bit of burst. Push the pedal like you're going somewhere. Yeah, 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 yeah. No brakes, feel the wind through your hair.
Hey everybody, welcome to another Word on the Curb. Yes, I've been on these internet streets ear hustling and talking to all the different squatties and just trying to figure out what is the word on the curb today. Well, I want y'all to listen to something, okay? And we're going to talk about it, we're going to chit chat about it, and we are going to kiki about it. So I'm going to put a picture up of this particular TikToker that made a post about Kate and Pippa. And like I said, at the end of it, we will discuss.
Morning friends, happy Thursday, and there's been various articles that have sort of commented on the same thing as this, that there's a bit of a divide between Kate and her sister Pippa. Some of the articles are more sensational than others. Let me tell you what could have caused this little bit of a divide. So last week Pippa was interviewed for a celebrity glossy magazine in the UK. It went digital first. Pippa was asked why she took 2 separate holidays while Kate was having her cancer treatment. And Pippa's answer was very surprising. And the answer was, well, Kate wasn't ill in the traditional sense. So Pippa was trying to justify why she wasn't by her sister's side and was actually outside of the UK, and perhaps didn't think through the words that she used. Not ill in the traditional sense. I mean, if you're having treatment for cancer, you definitely are ill in the traditional sense. If you're not ill in the traditional sense, is it more that you've injured yourself? I don't know. It's all a bit confusing. The digital edition of the copy was changed within about 4 hours, I understand, to a more reasonable answer, let's say. I think that's probably what this article is referring to. The journalists are having a bit of a prod at Kate because they know about Pippa's faux pas, social faux pas. And don't get me wrong, when we're being interviewed about a number of subjects, it's very easy to say the wrong thing and have to correct yourself. Not ill in the traditional sense. I don't know. A bit weird to me. Comments are open. Let me know as ever what you think.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard that? Yes, yes. It seemed like Pippa is out here blowing up Kate's spot. Yes, it is eventually going to come out that just exactly what we said about Kate not having cancer is absolutely going to be validated. You know, they were out here saying that the squatties was heartless, that they didn't care about a person suffering with cancer, all that nonsense, when we said this person is not a person with any cancer. We said that, and we wasn't trying to be mean. We were just saying what we were seeing, because you best believe if the shoe had been on the other foot, meaning that Megan was out here feigning cancer with no evidence of the illness present in her, the way she looks and any way that she talks about having it. Because we can go back to her visit to that hospital, talking about getting all this sunlight and water. You remember? Yes. So now Pippa is out here calling it, well, she's out here saying that Kate was not sick in the traditional sense. That is the reason why she went on vacation twice. I thought she only went on vacation once, but she went on vacation twice. Pippa was not bothered at all with what was going on with Kate. And like I said, you know, the word on the curb is that they have had this falling out, that they're no longer close. And some people are saying it's because that Pippa doesn't want to go along with the whole cancer lie. Yes, and saying that is the reason why the two sisters have fallen out. And also, y'all, the word on the curb is too that a lot of it is also Kate's attitude. Says she has always looked down on the other two siblings because she got the big prize in her mind. You know, the big, angry, incandescent with rage heir to the throne of Great Britain. Yes, that one. She has always looked down on them because of that. And Pippa is just really tired of it. Because you know, Pippa social climbed herself into aristocracy that she's living out on her manor in the, out in the country. Yes. And he's he comes from a billionaire family. But yet and still, she still looks down on Pippa. Why? Because she feels like she's going to be queen. We all know Kate is a mean girl. She can't even be friends with her own sister. Well, let me tell you, the squatties under this particular post is having a field day. All right, y'all, I'm going to put up the post that actually posted this soundbite. And it's kind of a repost, meaning that the original post, as you can see, says this. Princess Pinocchio mumbles. It says, as always, sums things up nicely in the life of the failing whales. Where is the line at? Because, they try to do everything to prop up Kitty Cat and Willie, but they still fail. And they came up with this lie, and we have said it from the beginning. It was a convenient lie, meaning that they could use it to cleanse her of her racist comments being outed as the royal racist. Also, it gave them an opportunity to take her off the world stage because let's not get it twisted. She just embarrasses herself every time she's on the world stage. She cannot tie together two, don't even try to give her three sentences to say because she will literally hurt herself. So that is what all of this has been about, but it's starting to unravel. Even her sister cannot go along with it. And I knew it was very, very suspicious that this woman sit in a hospital supposedly for 2 weeks with no visitors. None. Not her kids. Her husband came over there one time for 15 minutes, and that included his walk up to the so-called room that she was in. I mean, and then he brought a whole entourage of people with him, including Christian Jones, his PR guy. Yes, but they want us to believe all of this nonsense. But it's starting to come out, y'all. It is starting to come out. And this particular squatty that reposted this said this. While we all been busy side-eyeing the constant shade thrown at Harry and Meghan, Kate's sister Pippa quietly dropped a monumental faux pas during an interview last week. She said Kate wasn't ill in the traditional sense. What does that even mean? Yes, what does that mean? I'm just saying, because last time I looked, having cancer is being sick in the traditional way. What is Kate not be? I mean, come on now. And she went on vacation twice. What does these aristocratic people do? What do they do all the time? Do they do nothing but go on vacation? But I digress. Yes, Pippa is out here blowing up Kate's spot, and that might be a source of the rift. They talk about the rift between Harry and William. Let's talk about the rift between Pippa and Kate because it is showing signs that it is absolutely true. All right, y'all, I'm going to put this one up. And this particular squatty said this: the illness people don't think of as in a traditional sense is mental or emotional issues. A lot of squatties are saying maybe she had a mental breakdown or something like that. Me personally, I don't think it was anything. Now, we all know that the scar on her face, some squatties said it has always been there, and some squatties says it's new. I don't know, but it is one there. And we all know something went down on December 28th, 2023. We still don't know what happened, but we do know somebody got rushed to the hospital because we have video evidence of the motorcade headed towards the hospital. So we know something went down. I don't know, but we all know that it was not cancer. She said at the time it was abdominal surgery. I don't know if I believe that or not, but I never believed this whole cancer thing. And this particular squatty said this: wow, that's her sister. Yes, her sister is saying that she went on vacation twice because Kate was not ill in the traditional sense. She was not ill in the traditional sense. What does that mean? I'm like that squatty before. What does that mean? It means probably she wasn't sick. She was just sick in the head, thinking that she gonna get away with this cancer hoax. I'm just saying. And probably going along with what, that spin doctor over there at Kensington Palace, Jason Knopf, come up with out of his favorite mind, because we all know Kate will do anything and everything those courtiers asked her to do. Sometimes I think it's flipped upside down. In actuality, it's as if the courtiers runs the family instead of the family running the courtiers. I read an article about this new book, and it was pretty much saying that is the way it is, that the courtiers are the one that runs the place and they run the family. I'm just saying. This particular squatty said this: AI on the bench never had cancer. Even father-in-law. I'm taking it with a barrel of salt. So many lies that I don't think they even see the blue sky. Maybe green. When they say good morning, better check that it's not midnight. If JK is so elevated, ready for well curated lies. Yes, this person does nothing but lie. They will lie and do anything to stay at the top of the food chain. And it looks like this is exactly what is happening. And Pippa is cracking. She's cracking. This particular squatty, I'm going to put it up. It's three of them. The first one said, she said, what? Yes, she all but said that Kate didn't have cancer, because cancer is being sick in the traditional way. And she said Kate was not. I'm just saying. And then this next one said, I was today year old when I found out that there is a traditional and modern way of having cancer. Me too. I thought once you had cancer, that was the traditional way. It was you were sick. You were ill. I had just never heard of that. And y'all heard from the TikToker saying that they hurried up and changed that interview. They went in there and rewrote what she had said. She had said that. You can't take it back after you said it, because it's out there in the world. Because it's out here validating what we have said all along. I know you can run that beautiful bean footage back. I never fell for that okie doke. I'm just saying. And this one at the bottom said this. Pippa said, you ain't about to get me caught up in that cancer lie. That may be what Pippa was saying. I'm just saying. What y'all think? What y'all think? I cannot. All right, y'all. One more thing, word on the curb, is that this appeared in the Daily Fails comment section. And one of the squatties scoped it and absolutely did a screen grab on it and posted it. Now, as you can see, it is by some woman named Nancy Moon, and she said this. I have a friend who trains the police and knows officers who work in the Royal Protection. Apparently, William and Kate argues viciously and constantly and use the most vulgar of insults against each other. Harry and Meghan were said to be great to work for and always in harmony. Funny that. Yes, out here giving the tea out in the Daily Fail comment section. And this particular squatty that posted it said this. Of course, people can make up stuff in the Fails comments, but also people are starting to notice that he only brings his eldest. When he goes out to those football games, he only brings George. You remember when they used to go together and George would sit in the middle. Kate hadn't showed up since a long time. Well, since the performative cancer. Yes. And so this is another little word on the curb. And it's not something that we didn't already know as squatties. But it's always good to get that validation. We already knew that they were toxic. They look like they are. Y'all remember when they were on that Christmas show with Mary? I think her name is Mary Berry. And he put his hand on her shoulder and she shrugged him off and gave him the most coldest look. That is what's going on in those cars. And we done saw it plenty of times. Don't forget, we just saw them when they did that. What do they call that? A parade? When the head of state of Qatar came and they had that state visit and they were rolling around in those carriages. We saw Kate's face. She had tears in her eyes. And William looked like he was chewing on nails. I'm just saying, y'all. Well, this is a word on the curve. Y'all tell me what y'all think, because we might need to start talking about the rift between Pippa and Kate. Just the way they focus on the rift between Harry and William and King Charles III. I'm just saying, it is something going on here. Because why would she say that? Why would she say that? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. I'll see y'all later. Bye.